Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Argodea. I am from class 1C, and today I would like to present about using storytelling as a tool for language acquisition in EFL. So this is what we are going to talk about in this presentation. First, we are going to have introduction, and then understanding storytelling in language learning, and then benefits of storytelling in EFL, effective techniques for using storytelling in EFL classroom, challenges and solutions, examples of storytelling activities, and conclusion. Now let's have the introduction first. So what is EFL actually? EFL stands for English as Foreign Language, and EFL refers to learning and teaching English in a country where English is not the primary language of communication. As we can see from the map here, from Sules Braz, we can see that the white color means that this country doesn't use English as their national language, so they have another language, so they consider English as their foreign language. Same like in Indonesia, it's also white. In Indonesia, we have Bahasa Indonesia as our national language, while English is considered as foreign language. Next is language acquisition. So what is language acquisition? Language acquisition refers to the natural assimilation of languages by means of intuition and subconscious learning. So there are 5 stages of second language acquisition. The first is the pre-production. In this stage, learner or maybe young language learner still have a silent period. They do not produce anything. They just absorb all of the information, all of the language. Okay, and then move to the second stage, which is early production. In this stage, learners usually use short bits of language that they have memorized. For example, drink, sit, question, or maybe apple, and etc. Next, come to the third stage, which is speech immersion. In this stage, learners will ask simple questions that may or may not be grammatically correct. For example, instead of saying, "Can I sit here?" they will say, "Can sit?" "Can sit this?" and etc. Next is the fourth stage, which is intermediate fluency. In this stage, they or learners start using more complex sentences and should be able to express basic thoughts and opinions. Here they try to use sentences, more complex sentences. The last stage, when they really observe, they really learn the language, then they will have advanced fluency. In this stage, it means that they they can use the language fluently even in daily basis. The next is storytelling. Storytelling is the interactive art of using words and action to reveal the elements and images of a story while encouraging the listener's imaginations, based on National Storytelling Network. Next, understanding storytelling in language learning. Storytelling involves sharing or creating narratives to engage learner. Here, stories provide meaningful context for language use, making vocabulary and grammar memorable. Based on sociocultural theory by Lev Vygotsky, storytelling emphasizes the roles of social interaction and cultural tools in facilitating language learning. By engaging in shared storytelling activities, learners can develop language skills through collaborative and contextualized experiences. So there are benefits of storytelling in EFL classroom activity. The first, because storytelling uses repetition, structure, and context to make language comprehensible, so it will enhance comparison to each student. Next, because storytelling, learners can encounter words in context, aiding retention and understanding, so it will build their vocabulary. Not only that, storytelling often includes interaction, promoting language use in non-threatening ways. So it will encourage active participation from the learners. Apart from that, storytelling also introduces learner to the cultural aspect of language. As we can see in Moana, in Mulan, in Aladdin, see, because of that, learners can have cultural exposures. The last benefit is because in the storytelling, learners can analyzing story develops interpretive skills and creativity, so it will promote critical thinking of the learners. Next, there are several effective techniques for using storytelling in EFL classroom. The first one, we need to choosing appropriate story. What does it mean by choosing appropriate story? So in choosing appropriate story, we have to match first the proficiency level of the learners. So we can combine with the high proficiency with the low proficiency. We have to make it into similar first. The next one, after that, we have to use stories with a clear plot and relatable themes. For example, today is the clear plot is maybe Cinderella, or maybe Timon Mas. Next, after that, we go to the pre-storytelling activities. In these pre-storytelling activities, we can introduce the key vocabulary and background knowledge first. For example, we take the story of Cinderella. In the story of Cinderella, we have to introduce to them what is the meaning of orphans, because Cinderella is an orphan, right? So what is the meaning of orphans? What is the meaning of stepmother? What is the meaning of stepsisters? So we have to take note to them so they know, okay, orphans in Bahasa Indonesia mean yatim piatu, and etc. Next, we also have to prepare a visual aids and props, so it will make the learner interest more in the story. Next, during the storytelling, we can use gesture as expression and also intonation for engagement. We also can ask students question to check their comprehension. The last, during the post storytelling activities here, we can conduct discussion with the learners about the story's themes or characters, or maybe the moral story of the storytelling itself. And then we can engage a student to retelling or dramatizing the story. We ask them to role play, to make a drama performance, or at the end, we can ask them to create an alternative ending of the story, or maybe make a summary of the story. Next, having a storytelling in our EFL classroom may face challenges, but don't worry, there will be solution in every challenges. First, if there is limited time for storytelling activities, it's okay. We can integrate storytelling into regular lessons using short stories or excerpts. And then if we have reluctance from shy or hesitant students, it's okay. We can use group activities and model enthusiasm. Or if we have difficulty in selecting cultural appropriate stories, so it's okay, we can adapt or localize stories to suit the learner's context. For example, we can use Timon Mas story, or we can use Bawang Merah Bawang Putih story, etc. Next, this is the example of storytelling activities. We can have story sequencing, like we have picture there. They have to rearrange the picture into a good story, or we can ask them to make story writing based on the prompt like this. Or we can have a story circle. We ask them into a circle, and then we will, be a contribute in a collaborative story by adding one sentence or one paragraph in a story. Or we can have role play in a drama performance. That will be a good storytelling activities. So the conclusion is, storytelling is an effective, engaging, and adaptable tool for language acquisition in EFL. Educators should integrate storytelling into their teaching strategies to maximize its benefit. Through stories, we not only learn a language but also connect with cultures and expand our horizon. So this is the reference that I use. My name is Argodia. Thank you and good afternoon.